going to start with the front cover of Thursday's Daily Mail. Steve, you've got the details.
Yeah, let's skirt around the big story for a while. You've got Carol Vorderman, can it really be healthy to eat only one meal a day?
I mean, that's huge. I'm surprised that isn't on the front cover of every
Do you know
paper.
who said he only has one meal a day?
Go on.
Formerly known as Prince Charles, our new king.
Is that right?
Only has one meal. No wonder he stayed so svelte for so long.
Well, it does. People do say, the experts do say that the fewer calories you eat, the longer you live.
No, but they've disproved it. They say, can it really be healthy to eat one meal a day? And then they show a photo of Carol Vorderman showing it's obviously mentally unhealthy to have one meal a day.
I didn't expect you to knock Carol. Big Countdown fan than you are?
No, not at all. She's gone way down my estimation.
OK.
Do you not think it's cruel to have that as the question above Philip Schofield, left on an island for 11 days? No meals a day. I think it's kind of like...
He's not reading it. I don't think he gets the Daily Mail and no food.
No, that's the suffering. That's how they make him pay. They give him a Daily Mail every day.
You're going to have to explain this to me. I mean, this is a reality show. He hasn't actually been cast away on some kind of island.
Well, you know, he is there, but with cameras.
With cameras.
You're right. It's not really, you know...
No.
We wouldn't have heard about it. We just would have gone missing, Andrew. We wouldn't...
Yeah.
That's how...
He's not actually doing a Robinson Crusoe kind of thing. He's not fighting with a giant octopus like in that Hugo novel.
Oh, we've not seen it yet. So it's going to be on Channel 5. So he's moved down to Channel 5. And it's about a comeback, isn't it? It's a rebrand.
Kill for Channel 5.
It's a...
You watch it, Josh. Don't push me. Now, look, it says, is Schofield's big TV comeback about to backfire? Why is the Mail... being, casting aspersions?
Well, some people on social media, one user on social media said if he thinks this is going to make people feel sorry for him, it'll backfire.
And that spurred the story.
That's the quote.
That's the whole story. One tweet, that's all it takes.
I would just like to say, I'm not homosexual, and I just want to establish that.
There we go.
Stop tweeting me with your nudie photos. But
You should be so lucky.
He looks good. He looks
great.
Really good. He's got the stubble. He looks very attractive, I think.
I don't know why people are so...
Get the job as a runner on this morning. You left it too late to start flirting.
You don't think he'll come back there? OK, well...
I mean, he's coming back. I mean, there was a big thing about him. Ultimately, he broke no law. An adult having a sexual relationship with another consenting adult is none of my business, frankly. I never understood why this was a big deal. So let him get on with it. If this is the way he has to come back, better than going in the jungle, I guess.
Is it, though?
Is it? Well, no.
He's got the beach. He's got the beach.
I suppose. But he's got no food. He would have had, kangaroo business.
Should we talk about stuff that actually matters to people's lives?
OK, well, the main story on the Mail cover, Starmer, the 18 million penthouse and excuses that don't add up.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Steve?
So he used Lord Ali's penthouse. Lord Ali's the one who's given him all the money, all the glasses, all the clothes. Why has Keir Starmer got a sugar daddy? Why are we not... Is he selling feet pics? Is this what's happening? These are the questions we need to know. He used this place because he needed a quiet place for his son to study some GCSEs. Look, I can start to believe this. No, I understand. You'd do anything for your kids. But he misses the point. He says it didn't cost the taxpayers anything. We're not worried about it costing us. We're worried about what someone else has paid for.
Well, also, doesn't he say that this was his one life chance to study for GCSE? This is how Starmer's described it. This is your one life chance. As though if you mess up... loads of people messed up on their GCSEs. It doesn't mean anything.
Also, he's the Prime Minister's son.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
So it's like, you're not going to get into Oxbridge or whatever.
Yeah.
But look, the famous old saying, there's no such thing as an £18 million free flat.
No, that's true.
So, this is... It's the hypocrisy... We're having hypocrisy squared on top of each other because he's the hypocrite, or the Labour Party are being hypocrites by saying, look at those Tories taking billions and whatever. And then the Tories are now going, look at Labour. But it's like, you guys got all the free stuff as well. Everybody's getting the free stuff.
Yeah, but Labour are saying...
I'm not getting the free stuff.
All of the Labour people that I've heard speak about this are saying that they've declared everything properly. They've gone through the proper channels. Yeah. No one's done anything wrong.
Well,
that's the claim.
The rules are wrong, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe no one should be getting any free stuff.
And
Maybe.
also, if you're setting out your stall as, I'm the anti-sleaze, the corruption-free guy, then don't go near anything. Don't take anything for free, just in case.
It's also, this is is this the only billionaire that supports Labour? I think it's a bit sad that he seems to, this Ali...
Yeah, he's buying them clothes,
he's
buying them food.
They've got no one else to go, because they said, was it, what's his first name? Is his first name Ali? Yeah, no, his surname's Ali. Lord Ali.
Lord is his first name.
I was looking for it was Lord, yes. Lord Ali.
Yes.
They were like, well, is it Lord Ali's flat? He's like, yeah, of course it is.
So he's the only donor at this point.
It seems so.
They would all starve without him.
Lord Ali must be sat there and his phone rings. He's like, Starmer again.
He's just going to give him the bank details and let him get on with it.
Yeah.
All right, well, The Guardian, they've got some data for you. So tell us, how racist were the rioters?
Oh, I love this story. You're right, because the data. So in The Guardian, local, left behind, prey to the populist politics, what the data tells us about the 2024 UK riots.
Yes.
It is a cracking article. They go through all the demographics of the people who've been put to trial So it's like 500-ish. They've gone through the court notes. The analysis is rubbish, but the data is good. So were they local? Even Keir Starmer said that like a few days after the riots started to become riots...
Yeah, they were being bussed in.
Bussed in or going up on trains. I thought Labour loved public transport, but he seemed to hate this. Turns out wrong. It's within about 5 miles. 3/4 of those lived within 5-mile radius of the riot. It's, good for their carbon footprint. Stats show that they're from deprived areas. Also, there's a link to people with ill health. I think The Guardian, this is where they get stupid, that's the same thing. If you live in a deprived area, you're more likely to have ill health. This is
well, also, why do they quote Hope Not Hate, talking about what this tells us about the predominance of the far right? What these statistics don't tell us is the political affiliations of anyone involved. So why is this useful?
Because it's The Guardian. So like Steve says, the data is quite revealing, but of course it's The Guardian, so they're going to use that data to prove whatever it is they want to prove by interviewing Hope Not Hate, who have sort of used the data to go, well, actually, what it proves is there isn't actually a big far-right menace here driving all around the country.
Yes.
It's atomised.
It's atomised.
They're atomised. Far-right, atomised, far-right.
The far-right is even huge in Liverpool, apparently, where the riots were going on, even though that is an overwhelmingly left-leaning constituency.
Yes.
I mean, they just ignore... They just want it to be one thing, don't they? And also, this doesn't tell us... This is also focusing specifically on people who were convicted of criminal activities.
Yes.
That doesn't tell us, really, what was going on in those riots.
There were far-right present, but there were also a lot of people, local people who were present, obviously opportunistic rioters who were like, woohoo, there's a riot, coming from broken society, because these are in the most deprived areas where, for their immigration or not, society has failed them.
Yes.
In terms of their, employment and services and everything else. So they're going to riot. These are they're not leading great lives. And I'm sure you're happy. But,
and there is a selection or an availability bias in the data as well, in that if you turned up to one of these intent on protesting but not rioting and just protested, you're less likely to be sent to court, so you wouldn't be in this data set.
Right. And are the Scottish police being transphobic?
Oh, indeed. Because they are not recognising that someone who self-declares as a woman might actually not be a woman in the case that they are guilty of or accused of sex crime.
Well, they finally discovered that rapists who say they're women aren't women.
Yeah, and so the few things that happened is, first of all, you had male rapists going into female jails.
Yes.
Nearly said Isla Fisher, but it's Isla Bryson. And also, it skewed all their statistics as well. So suddenly you had all these female rapists, which it's impossible because the rape law needs
but we still have lots of skewed statistics because there are lots of police forces. Each police force appears to be making it up as they go along. Yeah. Some are recording according to gender identity, some are recording according to sex. I mean, we do need accurate stats.
What's so frustrating about this, of course, on top of what you're saying, is just the gaslighting from the Police Scotland or Scotland Police, whatever. It's insane. They're like, what are you doing? The way they've sort of done it, like, of course we're going to do it.
We've never done this before.
We
didn't leave Isla Bryson, actually Adam Graham, in a female prison while we were doing a risk assessment. Yeah. God knows why a rapist needs a risk assessment.
Out.
Double rapists going to women's prison.
So it's really annoying that they're kind of... And that's what you're going to see in a lot of institutions, where they're like, no, and you're going to see comics who've pushed this ideology. Everybody who's done this is just going to be like, no, I don't know what you're talking... Of course, biological men shouldn't be in
all those comedians that piled onto Graham Linehan and said, oh, you're an evil
bigot. And you, Andrew. They piled onto you.
They did.
And me.
But they're going to... I know they're going to lie. They're going to say, oh, we had nothing to do with this. We knew all along. We were just playing with it.
At least they could delete their tweets, whereas actually Police Scotland say no, we've never done this at all. There are headlines, though.
I know.
How do you pretend?
There's YouTube, there's Google. Case. Like, this is bizarre to me.
I think one solution is it's the Bruce Devlin solution. Call everyone she.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden this problem goes away, because he tends to do that, doesn't he?
He does do that. Yeah. No, he only calls men
straight
she.
Men. Does he call gay men she? He calls me she.
I mean, there's an old sort of gay theatrical tradition of reversing the pronouns. It's got nothing to do with gender identity. It's to do with high camp. Yeah, so it's quite confusing sometimes.
And Police Scotland never
made me question myself.
Anyway, enough from you, Josh. We're moving on to the Telegraph now, Josh. This is some controversial film news. Someone has hired an actor who's white. What the hell is going on?
Let me just fix my hair. Let me just come on. Okay.
You pitching for...
You want to get an acting job now?
Do you want my... Yes, I do want
Well, you're not going to get Heathcliff.
Oh, well, okay.
Let me just say that.
Well, but dark-skinned, swarthy, gypsy type. That's what it says.
That's you to a T.
That's on your spotlight.
I'll do my gypsy accent.
But he also has to be sexy and brooding.
Ireland.
and the kind of person that Kate Bush would sing about. That's not you.
So, Wuthering Heights film stirs controversy after white actor, he's white, chosen to play Heathcliff.
Is that your Humza Yusuf impersonation?
That is, that's my Chinese accent. Jacob Elordi played a dark-skinned character. So he's and supposedly there are lots of Bronte, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, experts have gone, oh no, there's a lot of, in recent years, he's definitely black or mixed race because he was found in Liverpool. And as you know, everybody in Liverpool is black or mixed race.
No, have you read the novel?
God, no.
Right, well I have, and the novel itself does say, quite explicitly, that he is dark-skinned. That the implication is that he's of Romani origin, so he wouldn't be whiter than white, so I mean...
that's fine. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that casting... But on the other hand...
This guy's Spanish, his origin Spanish, so
right.
Well,
on the other hand...
It's the same, is it?
With this sort of thing, I mean, remember Cliff Richard played Heathcliff in a musical version once, so, it can be anyone, can't it?
Yeah.
And also, Steve... do you remember when there was a black Anne Boleyn for a Channel 5 miniseries? That seems to be more egregious because, I tell you what, Anne Boleyn definitely wasn't black.
You racist. No, I almost feel sorry of this story because you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't now. Because if they'd have, it's not like he's a bit of an anti-hero, right? It's not like a good all-round.
He's not a good guy.
So if you go, right, we definitely need to cast someone black for this. What? Why are you picking just black people to play someone with so many character flaws? Or you go, why?
Like they did with Darth Vader.
Yes, that's right.
He was played by the Green Cross Code Man. Okay. Just the voice was done by...
That's true. Yeah. Yes, it was the Green Cross Code Man. I wonder what they were saying there.
But it's funny that people in Hollywood are going on, this is so brave. This is such a brave decision. Really, really interesting hiring a Spanish descendant to play Django Reinhardt.
I actually love the old Wuthering Heights, the one with Laurence Olivier. It's great. And they only do the first half of the novel, which is the best half.
Oh, so at least they didn't spoil the ending.
They don't,
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
As a quick aside, have you ever seen the videos of the original audio Star Wars?
No.
So you've got, I can't remember his name, but you've got the Green Cross Code Man going like, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Yeah. No, Luke, I am your father.
They should have left it as it was.
This is the difference to me. We're talking about Star Wars. You're like, oh, have you read Bronte, Wuthering, whatever?
She only wrote one novel, Josh. You could do with the courtesy of reading it.
I'll read it straight after I finish your one.
And it's actually brilliant. Okay. Wuthering Heights, actually brilliant.
So Star Wars.
Take your word for it.
Philistines, I swear. And I have to work with them.